Player 2 has entered the game.
When you go what?
Player 2 has left the game.
This is Suburban Death Metal Dad, and I just want to do like an update. And first and foremost, just thank everyone that's commented and subscribed and, watched the videos. And, I'm a total amateur, and I know, they're not the greatest. I don't think they're the greatest, but hopefully they're, entertaining enough, something like that. And hopefully as time goes on, I'll get somewhat better, improve. Hopefully, I don't anticipate not being able to improve, but we'll see. Try to come up with new things, and especially for the recommends is kind of already set, but as far as bonus tracks, what to talk about, different ideas, and I have many more ideas, just time and doing the videos and all that stuff and putting everything together. It's very becoming a little bit time consuming, but I do enjoy doing it. And like I said, I want to thank everyone that's commented and subscribed, and I try to get back to everyone, and had some pretty good interactions so far. So I'm happy about that. It's very cool. Metalheads just getting together, just talking about metal basically, and there's some other stuff in there as well, and my recommends, of course, not just metal, but mostly metal, I would say. As far as what's coming in the future, there's definitely some other genres, and I have a lot of big bands. Big is important to me. Still plan to do, and those are going to be more expansive, and I want to be better at this when I get to those bands that are like I said, they're all important to me, but like some of the ones I haven't even talked to yet, are like super important to me, and they go back a long way, and I might have a lot of stuff I want to talk about or show. So, and I want to want those videos to be better than the ones I'm doing now. If I believe that's possible. Hopefully it couldn't be much worse. But anyway, I just want to say thank you, and my goal is to get to those 50 bands I want to talk about by the time I turn 50 next year, and I'm on track to do that. So I'm definitely pleased about that. And I basically have the list done, and I don't do them in any particular order. It's just like, what do I feel like doing? Like I said, I've kind of avoided some of the bigger bands, but although I did start with a big one for me, which was Hypocrisy, and I thought that was a good way to get the channel going. But anyway, like I said, there's no set order on how I'm doing these. It's just basically like, who do I feel like talking about? Who am I ready to like make a video about? And so the next one being Carcass, that's was on the list right away, and I'm like, when am I going to talk about this band? And it's basically decided to do it next. But there's been a lot of changes like along the way. Like I said, to myself, I'm going to talk about this band next, and then I'll change my mind and change my mind again. And basically I want to have that announced by Tuesday, afternoon. So I have to decide before that. And sometimes it's like a last minute change, to be honest. But either way, like I said, there's still bands that are on the list. It's like I said, no particular order. And, there's some, probably ones coming up, sometime down the road that won't be a surprise, and ones that I'm holding out on maybe because they have a new release coming up this year. And I'm like, well, let me wait until, I review for myself that new release, so I can at least mention it and say how I feel about it, So there's some, very awesome bands to me that I still want to talk about, and, I'm excited to talk about. And hopefully, as like I said, the videos go on. I'm already at 12 episodes, and am I super happy with every video? Absolutely not. Some of them are like, wow, that wasn't the greatest, and who knows, maybe in the future, if I do eventually hopefully get better at this or whatnot, that maybe I'll do like a revisit, remix, remaster, and, redo a video. Maybe not, probably not, but who knows? I have so many other things I want to talk about, like with the bonus tracks, many more ideas. It's just finding the time, putting everything together, and, sometimes I have to revisit stuff. If I'm going to talk about it, and I hadn't listened to it in like 9 years or watched the movie in 9 years, my perspective, isn't that fresh. And, maybe I'll listen to it again and be like, oh, actually, I do really like this, or maybe I don't like it as much as I thought I did, or something like that. So I try to have most of the, material somewhat, locked in. And sometimes, yeah, okay, I don't revisit an album as much as I should and can't say much about it, but it is what it is. And basically, this is just a video to say thank you, and I look forward to interacting with whoever wants to interact through the comments in the future. And I'll see you in the next one. Thanks.
Move on! Nothing to see here! Please disperse! Nothing to see here!